Hello and welcome to another session of Music Matters with Ev. And I am so pleased for the opportunity to interview someone who is a musical wizard. I say that because when you go and see him perform, you almost can't believe the sound of musical mastery coming from his setup. So, welcome, Mike Dennis.
Hey man, how's it going, Ev? You right?
Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, good. Not too bad yet. I have a busy day Mondays with teaching and stuff. But yeah, I'm good. It's nice to
Oh,
be
well,
here.
thank you for taking the time out and speaking to us right now.
Yeah, I mean, no problem. There's a
Okay.
bit more time on my hands than normal these days, as you might expect. So,
Yes, I guess so.
yeah.
Okay, so Mike, let's take it right back to the beginning. Where did your musical journey begin?
Um, I guess I suppose the two starting points really. I remember I have a really vivid memory of probably going a bit too far back, but I have a really vivid memory of banging pots and pans listening to Bob Marley when I was about 3 years old.
Hmm.
But then I suppose when I was 9, I started I started violin lessons in school,
Hmm.
and I also around that time my uncle um, played a lot of Beastie Boys and Run DMC, and
Hmm.
I thought my uncle was the coolest person in the world. He is the coolest person in the world. So I yeah, sort of at the same time I was getting instrument lessons and listening to a lot of hip hop, which was quite inspiring at that 9 years old.
Hmm.
Uh, have I gone too far back? I'm not sure.
No, no, because this is what we need to know. This wizardry, we need to know where it
Yeah.
comes from.
Okay.
So, did you ever become a member of a band at school?
Yeah, band, yeah. Band at school. Maybe not actually. No, I used to record my own songs as a sort of solo rapper in school. But oh no, yeah, I did have a little sort of 4 person crew,
Hmm.
and we called ourselves Set One. But we spelled set with 2 T's because obviously you have to misspell words to be cool. Uh, we called Set One, and 3 of us were rapping, and my friend Danielle was singing, and we made one full album, and they all involved like a cassette recorder,
Hmm.
just press and play and record,
Hmm.
whilst just doing live takes of everything. Like with
Hmm.
the backing track was just MIDI
Hmm.
that I scored on Cakewalk, and then
Hmm.
it was just really terrible quality, but really fun. It was what we used to do Friday nights after school. We all used to hang out and eat crisps and record rap tunes on a tape. That's what I remember doing. Pretty rock and roll.
Well, that
Yeah.
is awesome to visualize.
Yeah. No, it was a good start. It was good. I still, there's still part of me that feels like mildly bitter about the fact that they lost interest in hip hop, and that, bear in mind that happened when we were like 15, and there's still part of me that's like, oh, they left the band, man. But it's like, I'm not actually bitter, just but we're still in touch. All is well.
Okay, so I can see now where the slight influence is coming from, because as far as I'm concerned, your setup and your sound is fairly unique, but I can see the components, how the components have been crafted by yourself to fit together in the way that they do. So, where did you start doing what you do as we've come to recognize you as now? When did that all begin?
um, well, this thing under my own name I've been doing since 2012, I think.
Okay, okay.
And I used to call myself D-Face, DFACE, because I don't know if do you read the alto, the tenor clef? There's the
Mhm.
notes on the line. It was a stupid musical obscure thing that I thought would be really. Oh look, it spells D-Face. That's what I'll call myself. Um, so I used to call myself that as for my MC name, and I used to do a thing with a loop pedal and a DJ. the DJ would be beat juggling, and
Mhm.
I just looped some violin over the top. And then I was in Brighton, and then I moved to Bristol in 2011, and wanted to keep doing music and didn't really know enough people at that point, and also was in a more of a sort of, I had more haste about me to actually want to get somewhere with it. I was just
Mm,
like, I really do. I believe in the spirit of collaboration, and I try
mhm,
to when it's possible. But a
mhm,
lot of the time, I just want to get on with stuff,
mhm.
and working on your own steam is it's a lot easier than waiting for someone to get you a verse or a recording, and you just want to sort of plow on through and get stuff done.
I fully
So
understand that.
I've gone way off the topic, haven't I? But
No, 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 you have not.
2012 was the start. Mike Dennis, the beginning.
and and you've obviously been, by then you'd obviously been well experienced in writing the raps,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Um, yeah, well, yeah, I was thinking the other day, I started writing rap lyrics when I was, well, it would have been, it's about 24 years ago now. It just feels
Okay.
weird. Feels weird to admit, but like 13 or 14 was when I started writing. I've still got just over there, I'm not going to read any, but I've got a folder of the tunes that I wrote when I was 13, 14, and they're really embarrassing, but that was a long, long time ago now. But yeah, I've
Well,
gone through phases of, because there's this kind of sort of snobbery in at least in the hip hop scenes I've been in any way involved with, where if you're not writing bars all the time, you're not really a real writer. And I have gone through phases of like writing non-stop for 2 or 3 days, but these days it's much more like, I've got an idea for a song, I'm gonna get it down ASAP, and then I
mhm,
might not have another idea for a few weeks, a
mhm,
few months
mhm.
sometimes. But yeah, and in terms of experience of writing, I've got a lot of it, but it goes in phases, definitely.
Well, those sheets that you mentioned, in
Mm.
years to come, they'll be auctioning them, Mike.
I
So,
reckon. Yeah, that's why I'm still hanging on to him. Yeah.
okay, now I want to ask about how the amount of hours you must have taken in sorting out the technical element of your performance, because I know, listen, I know, Mike, if you're going to use a loop pedal and you get it wrong, that's it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I was talking to someone about that yesterday. Actually, the if generally if you get the first loop down, then you're away really. But if that first one is like fraction of a beat off, is you have to sort of hold your hand up and be like, yeah, sorry, we're going to start again there. Thankfully, that doesn't have. It's just so much to do with actually feeling the beats and feeling good on the stage when you're doing it, and practice a bit. But
Yeah,
with loop pedals, I mean, you've obviously got practiced a lot with the writing and the rapping and the playing violin, but the loop pedal, you kind of just have to have faith in it. Just have to know where the one is, and also they all work differently as well. Like the Digitech ones, I swear, generally they're more like, I had a go on the two pedal Boss one, and
mhm.
that one, like, I swear it doesn't actually start dead on the first beat, and the Digitech ones always seem to. I don't know, just what
Yeah,
works best
yeah,
for you.
I agree, I agree,
Really?
because
Yeah,
yes, because I've tried the three Boss ones,
yeah,
the first generation two pedal one, because I know
yeah,
they do a single pedal one, but the first generation pedal one, and then the second generation two pedal one is slightly different.
yeah,
And then you've got the big 300, is it?
yeah. That's the one
Which
I got
seems
now.
to be similar to the first generation two pedal one.
Yeah,
So I do fully understand exactly what you mean. And
yeah.
also, this is another thing that enthuses me when I come to see you, because as a producer, as a kind of producer myself,
Hmm.
what I see you doing is what we do in the studio when we're trying to set up, a
Yeah.
recording and make sure this is lined up. You're actually doing it live.
Yeah. Yeah, but you wouldn't want to use the takes that I do live. Some of them are total rubbish. But,
You
yeah.
say that, but the shows are just immaculate. It's just split precision on point. That's what
Thanks,
is so
man.
amazing.
Yeah, well, yeah. That is, yeah. I suppose that part of it is practice. I'm glad you think that.
Definitely,
My friend
because
Alex asked me just the same yesterday. What happens if you get the loop wrong? Do you ever just keep going? And it's just that first one has to be in time, and then I leave a lot of rubbish in the gaps, to be honest.
and, and then and then the thought that you this is what shows me that a lot of thought has gone into your performance, because you you've got the violin, you've got the
Mm,
vocals in the words, you've got the beat, whether it be electronic or cajon based,
mm.
but then to detune the violin to get the bass. I mean, I'm saying this is complete.
It's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it without the octave pedal. That's probably the oldest bit of equipment I now own, actually. Boss
Okay,
OC3.
okay.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know what I'd have to do to that to break it. I have to like somehow drop a house on it or something. They're so resilient. It's been thrown around and it still works perfectly. Half of the knobs are gone off it, but it still works.
So where has it taken you? Where have you been with this setup?
With doing what I'm doing now, I've been around the UK a fair bit. I was on the verge of thinking about a European tour just before the recent, you know, the
Mm-hmm,
stuff that's messed everything up. I
mm-hmm.
feel really like I don't even want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like the P, the L word,
Yes,
the
that's
C
a good
word, the
way
P,
of
the
putting
L,
it.
and the C word.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I've really tried to get up north a little bit more because I know I've got friends in Brighton and lots of friends in the southwest and friends in South Wales, and I got up to like Sheffield and Wigan and York a couple of years ago. I've mostly been around the UK with what I'm doing. I've been to, like, I played Glastonbury for the first
Mm,
time in 2019,
that
which
must
was
have gone
amazing.
down a storm.
I wanted to do that my whole life, and I finally made it in 2019.
Well done.
Really want to go back
Mm,
at some point,
mm.
obviously.
Yeah.
um,
And you've done the albums as well. How many? What are you on now? Which one? Which number are you on now?
I mean, under my own name, I've done one, two, three. I suppose I've done six, but two of
Mhm.
them are EPs.
Okay,
And at the moment, I'm doing a song a week, which has somehow turned into a music video a week, which I
good.
never intended, but got a bit more time than normal at the moment. So why not?
Good.
Um, and I realized yesterday actually that after this week, I've done 6 tracks in 6 weeks. So I've basically got another EP there if I,
Mm,
tighten it up and do some nice artwork for it. So
mm.
I suppose I'm on 7. Yeah, I think.
Hey,
Yeah,
cool.
pretty good. Yeah, I'm pleased.
Yeah. Right. So I know we don't want to talk about it, but just let's talk about it just once.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, it's fine.
What impact did it have on you when March 2020 came around?
Instant, like, just the obvious things first, like instant halving of my income, uh, and elimination of like, yeah, live gigs. Well, I suppose, like, it's hard not to think of the obvious things, like it's been a real trial not seeing my friends and family and not being able to be the person I feel most comfortable being, as in me on stage,
Mm,
not being able to do that has been. It's almost. I feel like you might feel the same. Like when you actually come to be on stage next, is is probably when it's going to hit you how
mm,
hard it's been.
mm.
like that's what I've been thinking a lot recently. Is I've kind of just slowed down to taking things day by day,
Mhm.
or sped up. I don't really know. Either way, I'm taking things day by day. But when I actually come to be on a stage again or host an open mic, I feel like that is when it's really going to properly hit me that I've really missed it.
Mhm.
For a few weeks, maybe months even, I was quite glad of the break and the
Mhm.
space and time to create.
Mhm.
That's the positive thing I've got
Mhm.
really from the
Yeah.
last year is I've had so much space to create things,
Mm.
and I think I've probably covered it. I reckon.
Yeah. So what do you think of the near future? What do you think about the near future? How do you see the near future?
Near future, I was just before we started speaking, I was thinking, oh, I'm beginning to get quite excited to think of playing a properly live gig this year. The
Hmm.
last one I did, we did sneak one in with Mr. T and the Minions. They asked me to support them in
Hmm.
um what's it called? The place at the bottom of Stokes Croft. Um that place. That
The moon.
say again?
Is that the moon?
Yeah, the Moon. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
last one I played was this before everything closed down again in
Hmm.
winter, autumn.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was just starting to think I'm really quite excited at the thought of getting on stage again.
Mm.
Summer, hopefully.
Mm.
Speaking to some people at a festival today who want me to go and to host an open mic there as well.
Mm.
Uh, so yeah, it
Good.
helps when the weather's nice, doesn't it? It
Yes.
tunes you into being
Yes.
having a hopeful outlook.
Yeah.
As how I've been feeling today.
Good. So, what advice would you give to somebody who's thinking of becoming active in music?
That's a really good question. Becoming active in music, I suppose you have to. This is what I say because I've got some college students I teach music to, and the more lessons I give, the more I end up thinking, believing, and trying to communicate that you really have to love it to
Hmm.
be involved with it. Like if you don't
Absolutely.
love it, I know that sounds proper cheesy, but if you don't love whatever it is about music that you're trying to do, recording, be it recording or playing or blogging, anything at
Hmm.
all, you have to love it, or it is not going to be a wise either passion or career choice for you. I suppose if you love it, it is your passion. And then sort of
Absolutely.
second, like you have to get involved with your local scene, which is certainly not like a matter of effort. Like it should be fun. It kind of
Mm.
links back to loving it. Like you
Mm.
should be involved
Mm.
and enjoying your local scene.
Mm.
Um, it's such a good question. Being active in music. Practice is what I tell my violin pupils all the time.
That's
Um,
good.
Definitely got to practice. So yeah, I'd say you've got to love it. You've got to get involved locally, and I was doing like literally quote Kendrick Lamar, but you have to be humble as well, and
Yes,
and
that helps.
practice as much as you possibly can, and love
Yeah.
the practicing. You just got to love everything, really, by the sounds of things.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
where can people get hold or buy or listen to, see you? Have you got a website?
I'd love people to do is go to my clockface address for the choose your own adventure music video I did, which is mikedennis.online. That is a real website. mikedennis.online/clockface. I know that's a bit of a mouthful, but other than that, me on Spotify. Um, Search Mike Dennis on SoundCloud or Spotify or Facebook. Yeah, the real Mike Dennis on Facebook.
Right. So,
Um,
let me just write this down.
yeah, that's
Um,
good.
Mike
Yeah,
Dennis
mikedennis.online, which is
dot
real.
online, and then forward slash clockface.
Clockface, yeah.
Okay. And then the other Facebook and
Facebook is / the real Mike Dennis. It's a sort of Eminem, what do you call it? Tribute.
Okay. And anywhere else? YouTube?
YouTube. Yeah, I always forget about that. My YouTube address is my name, but using a number where you can instead of the letters. So it's M1K3D3NN15, of course.
1K, M1K3, D3,
D3NN15.
N, 1,
It's
5.
just the one I thought
You're,
of when.
you're not a member of MI5 or anything like
No, not anymore.
that? All right, Instagram.
Yeah, that's Mike Mr. Happy on there. It'd be nice if they were all the same, wouldn't it?
Mike, Mr.
Unsurprisingly,
Happy.
there's quite a lot of Mike Dennis's.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, but they all are not wizards of music.
Well, no, yeah, let's hope not. Too much competition.
Excellent. Right, so we're going to want to keep in touch with you. Obviously, we've got your social media presence, but we would like to invite you back in
Cool,
some
man.
time.
I'd love to come back. Yeah,
And because we want to keep in contact and keep up with what you're doing. And thank you very much for this time. One more question. I know we don't want to revisit it, but we will in a fun way. Yeah. If 2020 was a human being, what would you say to him or her?
Have you got like a bleep button ready to go?
No. I'll have to edit that.
I'd say probably outstage your welcome. There's the door, something like that. Yeah. How did you end up being two people in two consecutive lives? I don't know.
I like it.
You're thinking, how has 2020 gone on so long?
Exactly.
The other day.
Yeah, it does linger. All right. Well, Mike Dennis, thank you very much for taking the time out to spend with us. And we wish you all the best. And until next time, take care.
Cheers, man. Take care.
Cheers.